So welcome everyone. Welcome to SIP with Rev Melissa. SIP is Spirit in Practice, where we practice because the perfection is in the practice. Yes, it is. So we are in our new series that started yesterday, Unwant. Unwant. So I got into quite a conversation with one of my girlfriends yesterday because she is in the space of what you talking about, Red Melissa? What you talking about? It's good to want stuff. So let me be clear. I'm not saying it's not good or bad to want stuff. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is unwant. I'm not talking about wanting. I'm talking about unwanting. Unwanting. So what did I say about this yesterday, right? Ultimately, when we're in the vibration of wanting, it means that there is a gap between what we are experiencing and what we are desiring. And the more you are in the wanting of something, the more that gap, the more distance you're creating, right? Because what we are able to do is to declare something, to claim something, to even to speak it into existence by how we are holding it in our consciousness, right? Are we holding it as complete, or are we holding it as something that we are wanting? Continue to want something and you create more wanting. Continue to declare something and you get into the vibration of it coming into form through you, right? Because we have to have the mental equivalent of that thing in which we are desiring to experience through us. So if you want to keep wanting, it's fine. I'm not going to argue. I told my girlfriend, girl, I ain't going to argue with you about this. It's all good. It's all good. You go ahead and want. It's fine. Whatever it is that you are, you will continue to experience that. It's as simple as that, right? I was having a conversation with one of my spiritual mentors yesterday, and I was sharing with him because he's always curious about my sips and what the themes are. He gets a kick out of some of the titles, and he loved Unwant. And one of the things he said to me, and I was like, yes, I'm going to share that tomorrow, is we get what we are, not what we want. We get what we are, not what we want. So the question isn't what do I want? The question that needs to be answered for the question we need to answer for ourselves is who am I? Who am I? And if you read the 30-day mental diet, day one is answering that question. Who am I? Who are you? Who am I? And what I know to be the truth about each one of us is that we were created in the likeness and image of the divine. And that likeness and that image is expanded good, ever expanding good, infinite consciousness. That is who we are. We limit who we are by thinking that we are something else, that we were made for wanting. We weren't made for wanting. We were made for good, an everlasting good, right? So Usually when I do our new series, I do definitions, right? So I looked up the word unwant. It came back not found. Not found. Unwant, not found. What I got was unwanted. It said, do you mean unwanted? And I was like, no, that is not what I mean, dictionary. What I mean is unwant, right? So I'm declaring that this is a word. And so I was looking at the prefix of un, right? So the prefix un means not. It means not. But when you dig deeper into that, it also means this: a reversal of some action or state, release. So we get to release our state of consciousness from the vibration of wanting. Unwant is to release some action or state. The invitation is to release the state of consciousness of wanting and to get into the habit of the consciousness of declaring it done. Through our belief, we talked about this yesterday, through our believing, our trusting, our faith, and by being kind with ourselves as we go through that process. As we go through that process. So someone asked the question, well, then how do I get what I want? Right? I think Pastor Al put that question up yesterday. How do I get what I want? And I said, we're going to put a pin in it and I'm going to talk about it today. I'm going to answer that question today. How do I get what I want? This is so simple. How, and you might want to write this down so you won't forget, right? Because we forget. How is none, you got that? How is none of your business? Got that? Mm-hmm. How do I get what I want? How is none of your business? The how is God's business. It's the universe's business. It's divine's business. It's infinite intelligence business. The how of it all is none of your business. If you want to stay in the lane of how, you are driving down the lane of limitation. Because our how is based on what? Previous experiences, was already known in this physical form. It's very limited. The infinite how, the infinite's how, is ever expanding good. So if you had a choice, which you do, to get on the how lane of limitation or the how lane of expanded and infinite possibilities, infinite good, which lane are you going to stand? Which lane are you going to stand in? You get to decide. And we decide every single day by what it is that we are focusing our attention and our intention on, by what we are believing about ourselves, what we are trusting in, and what we have the faith of. This is how you get to experience that which you are. I don't want to experience what I want. I want to experience what I am. Whew. Whew. Oh my goodness. Did y'all hear what I said? I don't want to experience what I want. I want to experience what I am. And what am I? I am infinite, ever expanding good. And I can open myself up as a willing vessel to have all that good flow through and as me. Because we know that the universe can only do for us what the universe can do through us. And that wanting, that frequency, that vibration of wanting clogs up the flow, clogs it up. It'll just drip, drip. Remember a couple of sips ago, I was talking about the water, right? Just drips. It ain't flowing. It ain't flowing. So let's get clear about who we are and live from that place. Live in that territory, in that atmosphere. And for some of us, I know it's for me, I have to remind myself of who I am every single day. Because sometimes I wake up and who I'm telling myself I am is not good. So I do my work every single day, my spiritual practice every single day, to ground myself every single day. It's a practice. It is a practice, right? We are in practice every day. Look at what you're practicing by looking at your habits, right? By looking at your habits. So if you want to stay in the habit of wanting, more power to you. You can do that. I'm just offering another perspective that I know works. Unwant. Release yourself. Release yourself from the energy of wanting. And you'll get closer and closer and closer and closer to the truth of who you are. I want to share something from the Science of Mind text. This is on page 403, if you have the book and you want to refer to it later on. Page 403 is the second paragraph. And I shared this sentence yesterday, but I want to share the whole paragraph today. Limitation is a condensation of the idea of want. Mind accepts this idea as though it was true, and then makes it true in our experience. Keep wanting, and you will have the experience of wanting. It is not always easy to see this, nor is it easy to rise above it, but it can be done. And we should begin at once to control our thought patterns in such a way that they will produce plenty instead of lack. And we do that by taking baby steps. By taking baby steps. And so one of the baby steps that I am offering is the baby step of releasing wanting. Let's step into the expansiveness of unwant. Of unwant. Yes, Diana, I see you. Yes, yes, yes. I no longer want to experience what I want. I want to experience who I am. I release myself from the energy of wanting. Yes, girl. Yes. Each of us can choose that today. We can choose that today. Let the universe, let God take care of the how. Let God take care of the how. It's none of your business. Stop getting in God's business. Our business is to be clear about who we are so the how can flow through us. So the how can flow through us. Focusing on the how, y'all, creates limitation. So why limit the how? I don't want to limit the how. I don't want to limit the how at all. So if you're not sure about who you are, that's your work. And if you need support, I say this almost every day. If you need support, I am here. I am here to support you. Reach out to me, DM me, and we can set up some time to navigate this together, right? We're not in this alone. We're all in this together. Yes, Wayne, all with one. We are all with one. Yes, Ron, I love that too, Ron. I love stop getting into God's business. I love that too. So let's remind ourselves of that and step fully, completely in the trusting, the faith, and the believing of unwant. Unwant, releasing it into the hands of the divine. That is who we are, the indwelling spirit within us. Right? All right. Hey, Sekou.
What's happening?
Hey.
So I have so many things to say about this. First of all, I was mad about it. I was mad about today's sip because you were like, don't worry about the how. And I was like, how can I not worry about the how? How can I not worry about the how? I understand what you're saying. And I know you're right, but how can I not worry about the how? So that was definitely for me. That was definitely for me. And probably someone else out there. It's hard not to worry about the how. But I think Ronald said, get out of God's business. Right? Just get out of it. Let God do what He's going to do. And you just do what you're supposed to do. So there's that. And also, Ronald said something else that I wanted to mention. It was something like don't worry about, oh yeah, here it is. Accept the gifts we have and stop being jealous of others. This reminds me of something I saw this morning on my run. I was watching some YouTube video or listening to some YouTube videos. It was talking about get off of social media. Get off of social media because social media is other people posting the most abundant moments of their life and not posting the other things that didn't go well. So it's a false sense of reality. And it's easy to become jealous of other people posting only the highlight reel of their life. And get off of that and focus on you, focus on what you have to do for you, which dovetails with something else I heard on my run in another video, which is you don't get what you want, you become what you want. Same thing as what you're saying. Like when you expand yourself, then you get all the external things that you've been wanting. But you can't get those external things that you've been wanting without expanding yourself. You got to do that first. And once you expand yourself, everything else falls into place. Absolutely.
It's a law. It is a universal law, the law of mental equivalent. That's how it works. That's how it works. So we get what we are, not what we want. We get what we are, not what we want. We get what we are, not what we want. Who are you? Who are you is the question to answer. Yes, he is talking about just what I said. Exactly. Yes, he is. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And maybe the way he said it resonates and lands for someone differently. Because we have to hear things in different ways and over again for it to sink in. You know? Yes. It's like it's sinking into a lot of stuff. It got to get through layers, y'all. It got to get through. Yes, it has to penetrate. It has to penetrate over and over and over again. Absolutely. So who are you? Not what you want. Who are you? Right? And I know it's when Sekou said, I want the how do I give up? I want to know. What's the how? What's the how? The how is to trust, to have faith, to believe, and to be kind with yourself as you go through this journey. That is your life. That is happening right now. All right. Bonnie said, you both speak to me. I hear you. All right, Bonnie. I'm glad you got it both ways. I'm glad you got it both ways. All right. And Ron, what we want may be totally wrong for us. Oh, Ron. All right. So we're going to put a pin in that one, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. What we want may be totally wrong for us. I'm not even going to say another word about that. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. So please join me tomorrow for Sit with Rev Melissa, our Unwant series. Homework today, answer the question for yourself. Who am I? Who am I? Because we get what we are, not what we want. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.